So all I got on is IBB. Got that as a swing. I just took profits in ON. That was I actually ended up going with the out of the monies. And I'm still in AXP, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm still in AXP, not doing too much. Still in AXP. That's again a new strategy that I'm testing out. I'm trying to get a lot of tests of this done. That's why, if you don't want me to call them out, I won't. To let you know, I'm just trying to keep everybody informed. Again, it's a new strategy, and I'm just kind of letting you know what I'm doing on it. I think that I try to be transparent on these things, but so far they're working pretty well. Again, I got about 20, maybe 23, 24 of these things done so far, and the win rate's very, very good. And the percentage gains are decent. I mean, that one on ON was about what's it, 10 cents, 10 cents and 20 cents, so 10 cents on 65. Yeah, about 20% and about 40%, or 35%, something like that. Decent amount. That HTHT from earlier not looking bad. HTHT. Thank you, Roger. Yeah, pretty decent. A pretty decent daily chart on HTHT. Pretty decent day. This has been in a nice uptrend. You know, pull back here, moves up. Seems to be following it. It doesn't really seem to care too much about what the market's doing. This is a pretty nice one. If I look over here and I switch to the daily, I can see what the SPY is doing on the daily. This is the SPY on the daily. The green line right there. This is the market internals. I don't really care about that on here. But you notice that this HTHT, market coming in, market going up, it just keeps on grinding. It's got good relative strength to the market. So yeah, I like that. That's a nice look on HTHT, Roger. Very nice. I'll make a note of that one. No earnings until March. Athian, how do I determine what a fair price is as an entry point for these time spreads? Is there a ratio between cost versus spread versus cost of the underlying? You know, when you the one we're looking at right now, which is Kroger, is trading at about $67. So it's usually $67. Typically, you want to get, and this is a very difficult number to put up to actually create to use, because a lot of it is dependent on the implied volatility of the stock, which is why we're looking for big differences in implied volatility. But for something that's going for about $67, typically somewhere around 20 to 25% is good. I mean, if you're trading a $20 stock, you probably want to try to get in there for 8, 10, 12 cents. But on a $67 stock, I'm tempted to probably go up to around 27, 28 cents if I have to, because that's about the same percentage. I mean, 67 would be low 30s would be 50%. You want to be below that. But so much of it depends on the stats as far as how often the price beats, not the earnings, but how many times the price move is outside of what the range was expected, and what the implied volatility difference is. Those are the big deals for it. Tesla breaking 50-day and bouncing off the VWAP. Thank you, Roger. Intraday heads up. Good job. KR, can you tell me the time exceeded and the IV difference, please? Sure. Well, the IV differences comes directly from the what call an ON. I'm out of ON already, Pat. I took the I can't remember what it was. I have to go back and look. The number of times exceeded on Kroger is 20%. It's right on the line. The IV difference, I think I mentioned that on Kroger. The IV difference here, implied volatility difference. This week, the 67's implied volatility right now is 86, and next week it's 49. So it's dropped down a little bit. It's about 38. 38 out of 86. So it's about 40, a little 40%, 42%. It's in the level that I need it to be to take a time spread. It's going to change a little bit as the implied volatilities move around. Okay, see if we have some additional questions here. William, do I have a tighter stop exit plan for the out of the money options as they move more price sensitive when they go against you? Not yet. I really don't yet. And a lot of this is going to depend. This is a fairly new test. A lot of this is going to depend on when I take these things. Obviously, as you get closer to the end of the week, the premium is going to be lower when you're out of the money. But you're also going to be much more susceptible to drawdown. So typically, like I took that ACN overnight last night. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to give them a lot more room. Thursday, Friday, I'll probably have a different stop on those things. I won't give them too much room at all, although they'll be cheaper at that point in time. And the ON, what I took on that ON, Pat, what I took on that ON call, let me see. I can look at my platform for a second. I used the 56 calls. 56 calls. It took it in for 65, out for 75 and 84. Those are out of the money. I didn't care for the premiums on the in the money, and this was not going to be a swing trade. Like AXP, I took AXP this morning for 80 cents. William, I got a sell order just at 90. Right now it's trading at 65 on AXP. And you know, AXP still looks good to me on the daily chart. So I would be tempted to probably hold this overnight if I have to, into tomorrow, because it's set up. Now, if this was like a Thursday, I probably wouldn't do it. But I'll see where it is. I expect to still hopefully get out of here today. So I'm just kind of developing this as we go along. All right, see if I might have missed some questions here. They were coming fast and furious. Hey Simon, Lyft seems to be having a nice bounce. Wondering what you think for swing long and Lyft. Here's Lyft. Here's the daily chart in Lyft. We traded this one and lost money on it. We traded. This is a gap right here. Okay. See where it is? See where it's trying to enter the gap? That's going to be resistance. This gap fill again is going to be resistance. It's tried to get into this gap many times, and we took it as it went into the gap, and it reversed right back out of it. So I don't have a lot of confidence in this thing getting into the gap and staying in the gap. And right now it's running right into the gap. We've been getting in the gap. Beginning of the gaps, entries to the gap, and exits from the gap are always always resistance levels. You're going to run into resistance levels right here, as the people who get in before, right around when they got into the gap and it went against them, they in down here, they were holding it down here. It's coming up to where they're breaking even. So that's why there's some resistance there. Okay. Elias, please call out all of the trades. Okay, I will. You want me to let you know about those? By the time you called it out, ON was already about 73. Yeah, it moved around pretty fast. Again, this is a spec trader, right? I took the out of the monies, so I'm not posting any of these. I'm trying to develop the strategy. So I'm just trying to let you know what I'm doing here. That wasn't one I was anticipating anybody should follow me on. I liked it on in the money, but they were too expensive. There was too big a widespread in them, so I didn't touch them. If they had been more reasonable, I would have taken the in the money and I would have posted that one. The gap. Yep, Simon, the gap on Lyft. I'll try to be timely on these things if I can. But again, I'm running through the numbers on the thing. I'm looking at the option chain, etc., trying to make a decision as whether it would be would be one to take, and does it even meet the criteria, which right now are very very flexible. They're very fluid as far as what the criteria are in these out of the money catalysts, the OCs or the UMCAT as Rem Kamal likes to call them, out of the money catalysts. Okay. IBB just kind of drifting along here. Again, I'm out of ON, which is still sitting right on the 8. And again, AXP is another one I have on with one of these out of the monies, or the OCs, the out of the money catalyst ones. That I got in for 80. I got it set at 90. It's still trading at 65. Again, it's way out of the money. It's at 170, 372.50. So pretty big move would need for that. But if I look at AXP and I look at the ATR, it's about $9. So obviously can make it if it moves up. So I don't mind going out of the money fairly far if the how far I'm out of the money is less than the ATR. And again, I'm just developing these criteria as I trade along here. This is a project that's under construction. But I just want everybody to know about it, that's all. So when I start to use them and I start posting them, you'll understand what I'm doing, and that there is risk in these things. These are going to be risky because they're out of the money. Out of the money is not a good place to be on puts and calls, generally speaking. I don't use them on any kind of swing trades or any kind of trade that I'm serious about. But on this particular strategy, the ROI on these things is way, way better on the out of the monies. And these are the way I'm constructing it, the criteria I'm trying to set up. The likelihood of success is much higher than it would be with a normal stock just taking out of the money puts and calls. Hopefully you understand that. Hey, Sacklin. Just got in the room. Is it too late to get into KR? It's at 32. I haven't got filled on it yet. I don't know how much I'm going to pay for this thing. I'm contemplating whether I want to change my order. Right now it's 31 cents. I've moved it up to 27, but it's not getting filled because the spreads are too wide on this thing. So I really don't want to pay 30 cents for this thing. It's too much. $67 stock, it's too much. Could still work, of course. About 16 cents widespread this week, and about 20 cents spread for next week on these Kroger calls. Kind of a lot. So ON moving up nicely. Again, I'm out of that one already. the VOLD not working. I informed Sergio about it. Hopefully it's going to work. You can see what the VOLD is doing here, though. Here's this morning. It's kind of just drifting up and down, up and down. It's been a nice little uptrend earlier. But I'll look at my TC2000, T2104. It's a decent move. This early, but right now it's coming down. As the market is coming in as well, by the way. SPY right back down to the VWAP. Again, I've got no confidence in this market direction at all, as far as any kind of a trend.
Members watching that SPR, earlier headlines in the news desk requiring BA to divest certain spread assets regarding acquisition. That SPR is hitting highs of the day now.
Hey, Saw, over on YouTube, yeah. SW was a great pick yesterday, and we had some folks that actually stayed in it overnight. I took it off yesterday, but it gapped down about 7% this morning. So if you were still in the trade after yesterday, you had a gap's a gift type thing this morning. Gap down, beautiful gain in that one. By the way, it went right to the 50-day moving average and bounced off of it, right there, right off the 50. Tesla coming right back down to the VWAP again. Hasn't been able to bounce off the VWAP too much here yet. Still just chopping around. Market's getting weak, by the way. Very weak market. But you notice it's got the pivot point. You got the VWAP right here. It's just coming right down to it. Very difficult to try to trade these indexes today. It just is not much to them. Again, ON. I'm out of ON. Still looking beautiful, ON. If it wasn't so extended, I'd consider it for its swing trade, but I really can't. IBB we just took is coming back down a little bit. And my AXP, which is the out of the money catalyst trade, doing okay. Still holding up well enough for me to stay in it. SPY with a hammer right off of the VWAP and the pivot point. This is really a very crappy price action, garbagey price action. Let's see if we have any more questions here. It's coming up on 12 o'clock. So just kind of recap what I had for trades. I had ACN overnight. That was a spec trade on the out of the money. I just call it an out of the money catalyst, an OC trade. That worked pretty nicely. Get in for 50. I get out for 75. So that was about a 50% gain on that one. I did Tesla today on out of the money and made I forget what it was. They're pretty expensive, Tesla, but I made about $50 a contract on that. I'm still in AXP, which I took as an out of the money catalyst, and I took ON as an out of the money catalyst, which I made. I get in at 65, out at 75 and 84. So pretty decent run in these out of the money catalyst trades. And we took IBB as a swing trade, and I took AXP as an out of the money catalyst trade that I'm still in. It kind of recaps most of my trades. I haven't taken any SPY Super System trades yet on anything. All right, I put an order in Kroger. I canceled my order, put it in, put it out, took it out. I just took it for 28 cents. I set it at 28. It was printing 32. I just got filled on it for 28. I didn't want to pay any more than that for it. So I'm in Kroger. 28 cents on this time spread. That's using the $67 calls. I didn't really want to pay any more than that for it, so. I'll probably put a sell order in for 34 on Kroger. That would give me about 20% profit. But I'm gonna set it up with a sell order for 34, maybe 35. I think I'll start with 35, see if I can get filled there, in case we get any implied volatility moves today. They filled quite a few contracts for me too, by the way, on that. It didn't just go in with partials, it just filled the whole thing. Again, I'm going to set a sell order on 35 on this thing. Okay, sell out for 35 if you get filled on it for 28. Yeah, Sacklin, I wouldn't pay him more than 28 cents for it. I get filled at 28. I just had it sitting there for about half an hour. But we'll see. ON kind of flattening out here now. Market all over the place here today. All over the place. It's a mess. Again, I'm out of ON. I'm still in AXP. AXP pulling back here too as well. Crypto's up this morning here. Coin's up about 3.7%. IBIT up about 1.3%. Grayscale Bitcoin up about 1.3%. So the cryptos are up. Nvidia down about 0.7% this morning, which why ON caught my attention, by the way. ON is it also a semiconductor stock, was way outperforming Nvidia today. So that's one reason I took that one. I like the setup. AMD is also down. Up and down we go, just bouncing around here. I just closed my AXP. That was again another one of the out of the monies that I'm testing. Out of money catalyst trades. I just closed AXP. Nothing big here. I get in for 80 cents and I get out for 90 cents. So just a little over 10%. But that's fine. It's a perfect part of the test case. It worked beautifully. ON worked beautifully. ACN worked beautifully overnight. AXP again. I took 90 cents on that one just now. I had it set in there just to take about 12-15%. And I did one on Tesla this morning. I made a little bit on as well. That's it on those trades right now. Anyway, that's where we are. I did take the time spread on Kroger. I paid 28 for it. I've got it set to go out for 35 right now. It's trading. It's the midpoint of this thing is 32 right now. I don't know if if you can get filled at that or not. But
Microsoft commentary out. Jeffrey's defending the name.
Ari, I'm sorry, Ari, I missed your comment just earlier. Ari said ARWR is taking another leg up. ARWR. Yeah, nice move in ARWR. And EBS is also popping up after compression. EBS, another emergent bio drug manufacturer. Here's EBS right here. Interesting chart. You see this big void here from 1153 to 1328. That's a pretty nice big gap right there. It's really not a gap, it's a void, what I call a void between two horizontal resistance lines and horizontal lines. Support here, resistance here. That's an interesting one, EBS. Nothing great on the volume here on EBS. A little over 1 million shares into normal. It's got about 300,000 today, I think. Pretty low. 360,000. Okay, so, and I'm out of AXP. That out of the money trade worked again with a catalyst in there. There's a nice little pop in AXP. And this is what I was looking at in AXP this morning. Market was down, AXP was up, moving up. It's actually a pretty decent swing type setup for AXP here. I may actually take a swing trade in this one, especially if I can get a little bit of pullback on the 5-minute here. Right now it's extended a little bit, but I like AXP for potential swing. Okay, see if we have any other questions. It's about 12:20, 12:19. Hey, Sacklin, got filled at 28 just now. We'll probably hold till tomorrow to save a day trade. Yeah, okay, that's fine. If you that's obviously a decision you have to make on that. Athean, thanks for answering a question earlier. So I was saying that for time spreads, you generally like to keep the cost of the spread under 50% of the underlying stock. Well, under 50% of the stock price. I mean, well under 50%. The better, the lower the better. But again, so much of this is dependent on the implied volatility differences, because the big differences in implied volatility and also the implied volatility itself. If you get an implied volatility of 80 or 90, like we do with Kroger, there's a big difference on those premiums versus something that's got an implied volatility of 140 or 150. There's going to be some fairly large premiums there. So, but that should also reflect it in next week. So the difference still should be a reasonable amount. But it's hard to put a number on that, Thean. Again, I thought 28 was adequate to pay for a $67 stock. 28 cents, which is 28 cents per contract, $28 per contract, but 28 cents on each share is what you're looking at. AXP ripping up here now. I really do like that as a swing trade, AXP. But I'm not going to chase it up here. You're welcome, Dan. You're welcome. Okay, can I step away for just a second? I'll be right back.
Well, my darling. Well.
He's home.
Hmm?
You get more stuff in the car?
Nope.
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 How'd you make out?
I made it.
Crazy. Cream-filled wafer rolls.
For the, always do something to mail person.
Oh yeah. Ooh, crowd. Sliced prawns.
Yeah.
How is physical therapy?
No.
I can't.
Yeah.
Baking powder. Right over Christmas. Just keeps coming. I'll take this stuff out to the car.
Thank you. That will be very helpful.
Would have been helpful if I could get into the car.
Yeah, there you go. I wasn't sure what your cookie supply was like, so I just bought some now.
I got some, I think. What's this?
What?
Luke Wise. Like, weighs nothing.
I can't remember either. That's how good my memory is.
All right, back in the room for a minute. I'm hungry.
Hey, Alfie, Ruthie's home. Ruthie's home. Hey, Ruthie's home.
Bananas were so good.
Okay, I'm back here. Let's see, American Express still going. Really a nice setup on American Express. I kind of like to take a swing in it, but I'm gonna wait for it to pull back a little bit. SPY starting to move up a little bit here, getting a little bit of green, up about 0.3% now in the SPY. Where are we relative to the daily chart? Always important to kind of keep that in mind. Here we are on the daily chart, so it's going above that 682.87 with 684.80 just above yesterday's high right now. Actually, we're threatening to put in a bullish engulfing candlestick here right now, but pretty bullish right now in the SPY.
Qs, not so much. You know, as Qs is still below that resistance level from yesterday. And IW went pretty strong, but also right at resistance. Liking the SPY the best right now. So market has turned a little bit bullish now. Market internal is moving up pretty nicely right now. All right, see if we have any questions here. It's coming up on 12:34. Gonna have lunch before too long. Let's see, questions. All right. Hey, Sackman, how long did it take you to develop a patience not to chase? Sometimes if I'm patient, and other days I feel like a gambler. Well, you know, the first thing, you've already solved the first portion of that, which is to identify when those emotions overtake you. I mean, it's emotions. When you feel like a gambler, that means you're bored, or you just want to trade. I mean, our objective here is not to make trades. Our objective is to make money. How long did it take me to develop patience? You know, quite a while, I think. I mean, everybody has to fight that all the time. It never goes away. When you see a stock ripping up, you feel like you know, you're losing your opportunity to take a big profit here. You know, everybody else is in there. That's what you think. Everybody else is trading that. I'm not in it. Why aren't I in this? And then it gets to the point where you crack and you go ahead and take a trade on it. You know, stopping to think about how you're trading. You want to stop and think about how you're feeling. What's causing me to take this trade? Is there a good reason for me to take this trade other than greed? I mean, is it just technically set up? You've got to keep going over that. Force yourself to make sure you're only taking it when the conditions are right, and that you're not being pushed into trades. And it's going to be hard to eliminate it completely. But now that you know about it, at least you're aware, and you can then take some steps to resolve that. Financials doing well today. Yes, Citi at an all-time high. William, yeah, they all look good today. I like American Express, of course. IBB, any sell order? Not yet, Kirk Crew, but too soon. Too soon in IBB. I'm probably not going to put one in. I may not even put one in today. Yeah, Shai has a good point here for Sackman. Just a few dumb losses and journaling them. You want to journal and write down your emotions after you enter them there, and that'll make you realize how much a bad strategy that is. But you know, to me, I mean, I journal and I journal inside of my trader view. But my journals mostly are on what particular strategies I'm taking. I don't put in there my emotions or anything like that, because it's, you know, I can feel those emotions, and I know when if I'm going to try to take a bad trade I shouldn't take. But if you what Shai's saying, if you do that when you're learning to trade, or when you're as fairly new in a trader, if you journal after you take a trade, if you journal why you took it, what were you feeling, you'll see that you're going to make how you're taking bad trades with using bad strategies. Yeah, again, good point to Shai. He says he's trading futures, but the market will always provide you with entries in great legs throughout every single day if you just wait for the right one. And again, you only need 1 to 2 trades a day. You don't need an awful lot of trades. You know, one of the reasons that I'm working on this this strategy of out of the money catalysts, OCs, UMCATs, whatever you want to call it. Then the reason I'm doing that is because in these choppy days like this, where there's really, yesterday was horrible trading, trying to find anything that you could take for a swing, or even for an intraday trade off a SPY super system trade, because there was no trend, to identify some trades that you can take even in a crappy market, if they're out of the money catalysts that you can take to get a move, like I did today on some of these stocks. They give me some trading opportunities in otherwise poor days. Now, the SPY super system also gives you some of those, but even like yesterday, some of those didn't never lined up very well. Where something that using a specific stock that has out of the money catalyst, that will work for you. So it gives me another strategy to add to my repertoire of trades that I can use on really choppy days. If I got a nice trending market, I'm probably not going to use those as much because I can use other standard strategies. But these fill in a nice little void when you have crappy trading days and you're looking for something to trade, and to keep you from trading just anything, you try to find something with an out of the money catalyst because A, they're inexpensive, and B, the ROI is really great when they work, and your risk is minimized on those. AXP really went up nicely. I got in at 80 out at 90 cents. It's up to $1.25 now. Pretty nice. That would have been about 50% gain in that one. I can take lunch here in about 5 minutes, about 1:15. I'll take lunch. Markets turned relatively bullish here today. Citigroup that again was mentioned a couple times today looks good. Wells Fargo, all the banks looking very nice right now. Financials very, very strong. We'll get it later. It's no rush.
Record smashing cold on the way. Wow, it's going to really get cold. Good Lord.
Record smashing cold.
Wolfboro's going to be 4 tomorrow.
Ooh, what?
4 degrees in Wolfboro tomorrow.
Ooh.
4 tomorrow, 9 on Friday, 19 on Saturday. Good Lord. That's cold.
That's early. Oh.
Oof. Yeah, Cleveland's going down to 16. This is really cold.
Where?
Cleveland's going down to 16 degrees.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Cold and early.
Way early. But it's going to be below zero a lot of places. And first week in December, that's cold.
Not good. Matthew was happy. All right, I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to get some lunch, see if we have any questions here right now. Nothing there. Let's see. I'll have to shut down the YouTube feed at this point. Again, I want to thank everybody from YouTube for being viewing the room today, coming to the room. Thanks for being here. Again, if you're interested in the room or the alert service or the SPY Super System, the software that we use right here, rightlinetrading.com. You can get all the info there, or you can call Rory at 786-732-4656 and ask them about that. All right, so listen, have a great afternoon. Trade well. We'll see everybody here tomorrow. I'll be back in tomorrow for a YouTube session.